As we all know right now, Red Dead Online is in need of a new major update, and we've been following the leaks and information that's available to us, discussed in current events, and have been tracking Rockstar's weekly content updates that they give in-game. And speaking of that, they actually just released some fresh content for players this week. Unfortunately, it's not the big update we are all looking for, but definitely something worth looking into and checking out if you are an active player on this game. And this week as well, we also have some more intel from a Rockstar Games insider we will be discussing in this video, so think of it as two separate parts that make up today's video. Confirm new content or just reuse content used in a new way inside of the game, plus additional information about the next major update we're all looking forward to seeing released soon. So let's get right into it all. If you enjoyed the video and find the information helpful, it would be amazing if you could consider leaving a like on the video. And if you are new to the channel, my mission is to keep you in the loop with all things Red Dead Online and Rockstar Games, so consider subscribing as well so you don't miss out on any fresh updates, news, leaks, tips and tricks, and more. Starting off with what the title addresses, new maps in Red Dead Online. These are for the various Takeover series modes like Overrun, Plunder, Spoils of War, and Up in Smoke. Of course, these modes themselves are not new, but one new map for each mode has been added to the game this week, and Rockstar has promised more to come in the next couple of weeks, according to their announcement. Keep your wits and your blades sharp this week. Red Dead Online is introducing 4 new maps to the featured series, each of which sees you armed with just a fistful of throwing knives at the round's outset. Keep an eye out for the shotguns littering the map for a deadly edge in combat, and take part in this week's featured series or any showdown mode to earn double XP through April 13th. The new maps consist of Pike's Basin, with the current description reading Pike's Basin, a good old-fashioned turf war in the arid climes of Pike's Basin. The rules are simple: capture and retain the most territories to win. It's surviving and holding on that are the hard part, and so that is for the game mode Overrun. Next up, for the game mode Plunder, we have Stillwater Creek. Take control of the unclaimed loot in the long grass and murky waters of Stillwater Creek, returning it to your team's home base to outscore your rivals. Other players no longer appear blipped on the minimap in this new showdown map. The third map added for Spoils of War this time is Roanoke Valley. Just to the north of the Ansburg mines, the great state of New Hanover plays a host to a deadly game of capture. Defend your stockpile from enemies while stealing from them at the same time, and whichever team steals the most wins. Other players no longer appear blipped on the minimap in this showdown map as well. And lastly, to top off the new maps this week, players can jump in to Up in Smoke on the map Kamassa River. The calm waters of the meandering Kamassa River are the backdrop for this frenetic and explosive mode. All players start out carrying the package, and the goal is to deliver said package to your enemy's camp without getting killed. Whichever team delivers the most or all of their packages by the end of the game will destroy the enemy's base for good, and other players no longer appear on the blipped minimap in this showdown map. I really like to see Rockstar bring in these new twists into online like we've seen over the last couple weeks, and now we're starting to see new maps also get introduced. But let's briefly discuss why it is they're doing this. Rockstar Games Studios, all of them internationally, all 2,000 plus employees are working from home now. And this has been a goal of theirs during this crazy time to not disrupt the flow of content that is coming into Red Dead Online and GTA Online, and also content that is planned to come down the road for both in the future. But there clearly has been a real disruption here. From my understanding, and I would also like to get your thoughts on this as well in the comments, this is what Rockstar can do for players in the meantime while we await the next big update, right? They're making these adjustments to showdowns for players to enjoy, but the biggest problem here is that 95 out of 100 people just don't enjoy showdowns for whatever reason, whether it's the gameplay or the balancing, the ability cards and the tonics, or just the overall vibe of it all. And so it's sad to see the focus on the PvP modes when there has to be some type of mini updates that they can also bring for players in the free roam as well. Players really want survivals in the game. We already have these maps in Showdown that we could just be dropped into, and all that's needed to be done is enemies need to be spawned in wave after wave and we fight them, and the longer we survive, the more money and gold we earn. It's just a quick idea, and maybe it's too much for the individuals and studios working on Red Dead Online at home for them to handle, but maybe the higher ups only want to keep pushing showdowns to try and get more people playing. But the community has made it clear time and time again that the free roam is what brings them back and brings other people back overall. I had enjoyed the PvP and showdowns quite a bit in my time playing Red Dead, especially the Last Stand game mode. I've talked about it numerous times. You guys know that's my favorite game mode. But since PC released and either the servers being dead on PC or the matchmaking system being broken, I don't even attempt to join showdowns even for the daily challenges and free gold anymore, because it's just not worth the headache. I can't find players. So we have a few more weeks of this to look forward to, for better or for worse, and I really like how much more active Rockstar has been on social media despite the lack of official word from them on the next major update, and also the fact that even though these modes aren't what the community wants promoted from Rockstar necessarily, something is always better than nothing. But that doesn't make it any less hard though. I'm really nervous about how far along Rockstar is in their development of the cycle of this next update as well. With the original release of the Showdown variations, it seems like they needed just a little bit more time to fix bugs or fine-tune the last touches of the update, but what if they're unable to do motion capture work for cutscenes for missions and roles and anything like that? We may be in some serious trouble and may be waiting quite a bit of time, as it's literally impossible for Rockstar Games to coordinate that right now. Not in the middle of everything that's going on. So that's the news this week. Now let's transition over to what TezFun2, a reputable Rockstar Games insider and enthusiast, had to say about the next major update. His readjusted release time frame after hearing the surprise Showdown news this week, and additional intel you don't want to miss out on. Discussing the Tuesday content update and the newswire, he mentioned how Rockstar essentially changed the location of pictures and other assets for the actual newswire itself, and the significance of this we will get into later, but Tez had to say the following. There's something weird about today's newswire. The folder where the event pics are located is called Showdown 2. When Rockstar announced the new variations of select Showdown modes, the pictures were placed in the Showdown folder. Maybe they were tired of placing event pics and new stuff like Showdowns in separate folders and they decided to combine them up. New variations of Showdown modes on the way? Or were Rockstar planning to announce some new variations but decided to come up with this event week instead? Tez is also expecting an April 28th or perhaps even a May 5th release for this update. That is, if Rockstar is sticking to plan. Each of the 4 Showdown modes Rockstar released a month ago received a new map. The last 2 modes would be Last Stand and Name Your Weapon, so we might get new maps for Last Stand next week, and Name Your Weapon will be the week after. Hopes for April 28th or May 5th? The problem I see here is that yes, these things seem to be lining up where the first time we got the new variations for these 4 modes were March 17th, then Last Stand variation on March 24th, and then on March 31st we got Name Your Weapon. Now the cycle is repeating itself with new maps for the 4 modes this past Tuesday. Tuesday, April 14th may most likely be Last Stand, and then once again, April 21st will be the Name Your Weapon. But if Rockstar has all these modes planned in the meantime so the community has something quote-unquote new to do while we wait, there has to be even more that they haven't announced yet, and we may find that out April 21st when the Name Your Weapon map potentially drops in the game. Tez was asked about Rockstar and how they're implementing new maps and modes into Red Dead Online Showdowns, and the Red Dead Online content creator was mentioned here as well. This is something that players can use in GTA Online to make races for their cars, death matches, survivals, etc. Really anything, honestly. And we don't have access to this in Red Dead Online, but Rockstar has apparently been using this to make these smaller adjustments to simple features and showdowns like we've seen in the past few weeks. A user asked, all these new showdowns we got that don't require a DLC, or is it old stuff? And TezFun2 replied, they were made with Red Dead Online version of the content creator. So if there is a Red Dead Online content creator Rockstar uses to quickly make these adjustments instead of diving deep into the game to make changes, we surely should have some type of PvE free roam oriented mini updates as well. So I'm still hopeful for that. Lastly, Red Dead Online received another Tunables update on Thursday morning, and if you're wondering what the in-game changes were, it's nothing you may notice right away about what's changed, and credit to TezFun2 again for sharing, but it was actually variables for the online infrastructure. A new CD_global variable was added. Such variables are for miscellaneous stuff like matchmaking, photo uploads, and game data. It's unclear what variables RCD Global is referring to for these miscellaneous items, but this does seem to be the reason for the Tunables update Thursday morning, and for anyone wondering, because I did get some tweets of people asking and they were curious if there were any other larger changes like what we saw on Tuesday with the content update and newswire. All in all, it's really tough to see fans and the community needing to wait another couple weeks for us to get closer to the update reveal, as we were looking forward to April, but now it's shaping up to be May at the earliest, barring any other delays, and I was definitely afraid this would happen, and I was hoping Rockstar was far enough along the DLC development pipeline that working from home and all of this wouldn't have been such a huge problem, but perhaps that's just how it is and we need to live with that right now. For me, it's really the bugs and glitches that get under my skin though. I can wait for new content. I really can. I'll always get excited for something new, but I've captured the same bounties and done the same missions and collected the same items hundreds of times. This stuff isn't new in the slightest, and I still play it a lot because I enjoy the game. I love Red Dead as a series, but when the developers leave major bugs and glitches in the game and you put up with just a general fight just to stay connected and try to have fun playing, it really ruins the whole experience for me, honestly. And I know the community is fed up too. Not like that's breaking news either, but I wanted to get that off my chest. I love this game, and it's so sad to see so many longtime players just not having fun anymore. I want all players to enjoy their time spent playing Red Dead Online, and regardless, I hope everyone is staying safe. Same with the devs. So that's where we're going to wrap up today's video. We discussed the 4 new maps that came into Red Dead Online this week, with the promise of more to come in the next couple of weeks according to Rockstar. Tez Fun 2 shared some interesting information on our Showdown editions, plus what the road ahead looks like for us, and what the mysterious Thursday morning Red Dead Online Tunables update was all about. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video, and if you did, definitely drop a like down below, and of course, if you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all things Red Dead Online, Red Dead Redemption 2, and even Rockstar games as a whole. We'll be sure to keep you guys up to date with updates, news, information, tips, tricks, and even leaks. We'll keep you guys updated here on the channel daily, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. But if you guys also want to follow me over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected with me outside of YouTube. I practically live on all 3 of those websites, and you can feel free to strike up a conversation or even ask me a question. Whatever it may be, you can follow me at HazardousHDTV, and all of my social media links, including my Discord, can be found in the description down below. With that said, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next Red Dead Online video. Adios, amigos.